Quando volete.
Okay, hi Antti, you are CEO of Slush Asia.
Yes.
And you just had your event last week for the second edition.
Yes.
And tell us something about the Japanese startup ecosystem.
Yes, so the Japanese startup ecosystem is recently getting more and more active. There's actually a lot of activity here. Traditionally it has been more inside Japan, but now it's getting more and more excited about getting also overseas and to other countries.
So startups are becoming cool in Japan too?
Yeah, you can say that. It's also like traditionally it has been the norm that you have to go to work in a big company, and especially parents haven't let their kids after they graduate from university to work in anything else than a big company or a bank or government, but now it's actually becoming quite okay to also like work in stuff.
And tell us a bit about Slush Asia, why you choose to expand to Asia from, you're originally from Finland, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've been living in Japan now soon for 4 years, and basically in Finland we had a very successful big company, Nokia, and then that company kind of had some issues after iPhone came out. So there was new industries that were needed and startups filled in the gap. And when I came to Japan, I saw this similar kind of trend that many companies that have been successful are thinking like what they should do next, like Sony, Panasonic, Sharp. And because of that, we started Slush Asia. We wanted to bring a positive, very energetic movement that is going to create the next big companies of Japan and Asia.
Yeah, and you told me this is the right momentum to do that because more and more Japanese startups are going to English-speaking events. That was not as before, right?
Yeah, so
you're expanding the culture also of the making startups.
So last year, 2015, we did our first event in Tokyo. We did 3,000 people, and it was the first event of that size that didn't have any simultaneous translation. First, people were very worried that if it's going to get any audience, but after they saw it, after they saw how many people got there, it actually started a small new trend. There's now more and more English-speaking events. Today we are here at Italian Innovation Day that was in English, no translation. Japanese people are becoming more comfortable in talking in another language. And I think that's very remarkable, and it's going to be very good for this whole startup ecosystem.
Yeah, if you can give a suggestion to a startup or scale-up company that wants to move from abroad to Japan or expand in Japan, what would you say to them?
I'd say that Japan is here waiting for you, and there's a lot of opportunities here. It's a huge market. I actually used to work in the games industry, and in games, Japan is the biggest market that is there. Of course, that's not the case with every industry, but still it's the third largest GDP in the world, USA, China, Japan. So there's a lot of business potential. One thing I can say from experience that success doesn't happen overnight here, but the good news is that once you start to figure out Japan, it becomes pretty easy. There's no kind of weird tricks that you need to, and there's just some things that Japanese market does a little bit differently. But like once you start picking up those, you'll do a good job. So get started today, and you'll crack it in the long run.
Okay, but I mean it's a good opportunity.
It's one of the best opportunities. Also, if you can make it big in Japan, I would say that you can make it big in any other country because Japan has traditionally required a lot of localization, and the startups who are able to do that, then every other country will be a piece of cake after that.
Ok, thank you very much, grazie a tutti, qui dall'Italian Innovation Day di Tokyo in Giappone per Startup Business.